Dad, you shouldn't be jealous of our poo. Remember, it's all about the music.
I'm not jealous. I'm envious. Jealousy is when you're worried someone will take what you have. Envy is wanting what someone else has. What I feel is envy.
Wow, he's right.
Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 201. It's gonna be weird saying 200 now. It is the fourth day of the week, aka the... what am I even calling this? Quadzilla shotgun dropkick combo, whatever, lower body day, lower body something. I need to make an episode about that, but it is what it is. The lower body day for the week. There you go. I am feeling pretty good. I'm actually feeling great. I just added a thing to stretch out my hips a little bit more, so that was kind of nice, and they feel actually really, really nice. So very happy about that. But anyways, back to the main subject matter. To finish off on all of the 7 deadly sins, I believe I've done all of them except for one, and this is the last one that I have yet to do, which is envy. Envy is a very interesting one, particularly because envy is something that encompasses a lot of fitness general content in general, but also in the fitness realm and in general life too, and social media takes a place, of course. But envy is very, very interesting because envy is what basically causes certain people in this field, at least in the fitness YouTube and or just fitness social media, to do stupid things, aka go on drugs or steroids, and do those types of things because they're envious of others getting results or anything like that. And it is astonishing because people will throw their lives away because of an envy that they'll never be able to get rid of, you know? And then they start chasing the purple dragon, and that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But it does slightly have to do with envy, because being envious about something is a very interesting thing to happen, because envy is, even though it happens, it is slightly hard to keep in check. I'll say that for some people, specifically nowadays, it is as if they are fed things in order to be made envious about things, you know? But there is some, I hate using this term, but it's the best way to describe it, some grounding to your life in reality to make sure that you aren't being envious of others. And generally speaking, being envious isn't necessarily, or having envy for others in whatever way, shape, or fashion is at the end of the day, a fool's errand, in the sense that you're never going to be that person, so you'll never have the things that they have. And it's even worse if you're envious of such material things, because material possessions realistically aren't going to last them long. You know, they can't take them into the afterlife. That entire shtick. And I hate saying that because it is cliche, but in honest God's truth, it's true. I mean, the thing about it is being envious over material things is very much a waste, but we'll probably get into more detail on the inside. But I just wanted to start with envy being the last of them, and I'm not going to say it's the greatest of them, because like it's not the biggest sin, because like I said, I'm going to do a little tier list after this, because I'm very, very, very interested about talking about that and in comparison of all of them. But envy is something that I feel like affects a lot of people, and a lot of people try not to let the envy fuel them, but some people do, and that's not necessarily good. As well as subconsciously, some people will let the envy fuel them, which is also not good. Not being quite aware of the fact that the envy is driving them to do certain things and do certain things that they probably aren't necessarily a fan of and or should be good for them, you know? So that is something that I personally am very much interested in exploring a little bit more, because envy is, I'll probably use this as like the thumbnail thing, but the envy is truly the thief of joy, because you cannot be envious and have some type of joy. It is not one or the other. There is a whole other subject matter that I'll probably get to in a different episode, but it is a concept by Arthur Schopenhauer. I don't want to touch upon it too much because it's literally the opposite in a way of envy, but we'll talk about that on another day. But with that being said, I will see you on the inside. Alright, so started this day with squats, which were pretty good. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand here. Envy, noun. Painful or resentful awareness of an advantage enjoyed by another, joined with a desire to possess the same advantage. So I wanted to talk about this in multiple facets, of course, but I wanted to start historically. We have one of the bigger ones here, just looking at it like from the Bible, Cain and Abel. Cain was envious of Abel because of how his father saw him and all that other stuff. The rest is history, but there are other people that have had to deal with envy of the sort. Just generally, not even in the Bible, you'll see other areas in the world have people that have had to deal with envy, so it isn't necessarily that crazy of a thing. In fact, I bet you probably know people who have to deal with envy from others. It's not necessarily that hidden anymore, especially nowadays when we have social media to be able to see what other people are doing and really show off what they're doing. Most of the time, people will not say that they're envious of others really on social media. More so, they will be happy for them or put up a front or a mask of happiness for them, when in reality they are angry that they are not having the advantage that the other people are having. For some people, I understand why being envious of certain experiences or statures in life or things like that. I can kind of get that. I understand that. That makes kind of sense. Or even their physical prowess or their body, whatever. Those make sense. Those that are material factors, things that are just materials that they own, let's say like a nice car or a nice thing or nice X, nice Y, I find those people kind of stupid, and you should be careful to not be those people, because you're just letting material objects really control your mind, which is a terrible, terrible thing to go down, because really anybody can control you at that point. Really, they can scam you into anything because they can just say it's worth something, and then all of a sudden you need to have it, and then you become envious. But envy is a very interesting one in that it is a driver of a lot of things, such as it is something that I feel like a lot of people end up getting themselves into a lot, but don't realize it. They're not realizing that they're envious of the other people. But some people do, and some people it fuels them. And I don't necessarily hate that, but I also think that it is something to be careful with, because if you're not careful of the people that you're envious of, one, it could lead you down a rabbit hole of a place that you don't even want to go to, or two, it could push you into a pathway that was never really meant for you. I think you might be trying to go somewhere that isn't for you, and you have to understand that sometimes you kind of have to play with the cards that you're dealt with and not necessarily try to go out of your way, because you might be destroying some of the things that could be happening for you, but because you're trying to force your way into something that isn't yours, it's not going to work out for you as well.
What's wrong, Jeremiah?
It's not fair. My brother Joseph has a sin to confess. I wish I had one too.
Oh, don't you see? You do have a sin to confess. The sin of envy.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed. Non-exercises skipped. Also not, well, actually, exercises skipped. Whatever the variety of quad and hamstring exercise. I forgot that this day is a weird unofficial day because it doesn't really exist, but it exists in the realm of these, because I will have to make a video about this day. I will probably make it next week. I'll have to figure that out and all that other stuff. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand. Envy. Envy, the last of our sins that we look at after we've covered all 7, I believe. If I've missed one, I hope I can find the one that I missed, because, oh my God. But anyways, if I didn't, then thank God. But anyways, envy is one that I feel like is up there can ruin lives, because envy can make it so people can never really pay attention to their own lives. It's not as bad as some of the others. Obviously, they're all bad when you go too much in the one direction, obviously. If you have no envy, in which case you are not envious at all, which is, it doesn't happen, I guess. It does, but it's a very strange thought to think, even, you know, like, what is the opposite of envy? I guess I will have answered it on screen right here with a dictionary definition or something, or a word, or a voiceover clip, because who knows. But I just wanted to say that envy can corrupt the soul, as many of the other ones can, but envy can take people into the depths of hell relatively quickly and efficiently too, because they let their envy drive them to do things that in reality they probably shouldn't do, or they probably wouldn't do if they didn't have the envy controlling them. It can become a vehicle of destruction relatively easily for a lot of people, because they see these things that other people have and want them, whether it be a physical attribute, a mental attribute, or a material attribute. Something along those lines are something that they want to an extreme degree, to the point where they are willing to sacrifice not only their mind, their body, and their soul together, but everything that involves with their being, in order to get something that isn't theirs, really, in the end of the day. So something, in order to get something that is at the end of the day not theirs, and more likely than not chasing the illusion of what they think it is in their brain. So chasing that purple dragon forever and ever and ever, to only realize that it never really existed. And maybe they'll figure that out before it's too late, but most of the time they don't, and then they end up going to the grave not realizing that all their pursuit was nothing but a foolish errand, a fool's rush. There you go, that's the word I'm looking for. And they have just wasted all of their time, but in the end they won't know it, but their soul will know it. So it is what it is. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this. Envy is something that I think a lot of people deal with, especially nowadays. So it is something that I feel like most people can talk upon at least a little bit, in that they might be envious of certain things and other things and all that other stuff. It all just depends on the person and what they consume, because I feel like consuming certain things will change your opinions about certain things like that. So it all just depends. But please let me know their thoughts and opinions down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I think I already said that. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there. Stay warm out there. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.